Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday. Um, Hope everybody had a good last few days. So far, we're nearing the end of the week. It's been okay. In the beginning of the week, I was a little bit more happier. Then yesterday and Tuesday, from Tuesday to yesterday, which was Wednesday, it's kind of went downhill a little bit, but now I'm okay again. I have not been feeling up to par. I have been feeling numerously tired. And I could just wind up watching TV, and I know it's a relaxing thing to watch TV. You sit there, but I don't usually just want to go to sleep. I just close my eyes, I grab my pillow, I sit back, I says, you know what? I'm gonna put my head down for a few minutes, and I wake up 3 hours later. It kind of bothers me. It could be the change of the weather. One day it's warm, one day it's cool, one day it's warm. We're going through that. It's a beautiful sunny day, by the way. It's going up to, I think, 40 degrees today, which is not bad. Had some things. Now, last week or in the beginning of the week, did a video about my Disney trip and why I did what I did to make the minor adjustments and to go from a park hopper ticket to a base ticket. If you didn't watch that video, check it out. To me, it's pretty interesting. I mean, if I was a video person watching a YouTube video, that would be the video that I would watch. I'm just saying, you don't have to, but I'm just saying. It just works for me. Now, there's other things that are going to work for me. And, my husband, when you hear certain things, and I says, no, wait a minute, let me think. I said, let me think. I remained calm. Okay. We live in a condominium building. It's not a private house. It's not a condo townhouse. This is a actual apartment building, but we own our dwelling. Okay. You have to pay common charges, like if there is a need of a repair that everybody's, let's say like HOA would go up a little bit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. And that's what you have to do. But then, see, I am a person that looks at things from another angle. I have to maintain a certain calmness over myself because I could blow a gasket at any time. Okay? Why is he up there tapping? I have no idea. Anyway, maybe he's dancing. I have no idea. It's by the way, it's 7:45 in the morning. I expect to hear the dogs out in the backyard at any time because that dude tends to let out his two dogs at about 8:15, 8:30. He let them out last night at 9:45, and they started barking. I don't know, folks. But anyway, I'm an animal lover, but some things you just don't do as respectful to your neighbors around the area. All right, fine. I have no idea what he's doing. Anyway, he just walked over there. I know exactly where he's walking. Anyhow, I could just get easily distracted today. So, let's go back to Monday. We went to Applebee's, had a nice dinner at Applebee's. My husband tried, which our server kind of not talked him into, but I don't know if my husband's going to do that again, the all-you-can-eat menu. And my husband had the double crunch shrimp with his mashed potatoes. And he usually gets a double on the mashed potatoes. Oof. So, gets a double mashed potato. But then that also came with a series of ribs, little riblets, and then you can have as much as you want. You can ask him to keep going with it. It was one price. So my husband, we wound up, he had the double crunch shrimp. I totally had a chicken burger. I decided to go another route with this. But then I was starting to help him eat the riblets when they came out, and then it was just getting to be too much for him. So we decided that's not going to happen anymore. Okay, that was Monday. Now, for the past 2 months before Christmas, we did know of a situation because we live in an apartment building. There are a series of 4 buildings. They are only 4 floors. I think there is 157 residents or 197 residents combined in all 4 buildings. Okay, 4 floors. We do have an elevator in each building. Okay, here we go. These buildings were built in 1985. finished construction about 1987. 1988, they started going up for sale. 1989, people started purchasing and moving in. Some of these people, many of these people have been here since day one, since they moved in 1989. Okay, many of them are also old. I have a lot of more elderly people in the building, a few young ones, but everybody keeps to themselves. We're not all like friendly and like, you know, if you see each other in the hallway, you say hi, that's about it. But, and they do have the condo association meetings and all that else. I don't participate in the meetings. There are many people that don't participate in the meetings because you can get into World War III in those meetings. There's a reason why I'm saying this. The elevator systems in each building need a replacement because they are the elevators from the original day one. Okay. I says, here it comes. Now, my neighbor down the hall, who I do keep in contact with, she's a great person. We both have the same illness. We both suffer from Graves' disease. She had half her thyroid removed. I didn't have mine removed yet. So we kind of bonded with that. So it's somebody to talk to that knows what each of us are feeling. That was nice to connect that way. So, but she started panicking because she says, you know, at the meeting, which she didn't go to either, but at the meeting, they were talking about the price of the elevators. And she says, you know, everything here is going to go up. I says, well, listen, my thing is always the alternative. Because I felt like I was talking to my husband for 5 minutes. I says, you know what? You can't really panic yet. I don't believe in panicking. First of all, in our condition, panicking is not a good thing because we have our levels will rise and we will get stressed out and our bodies tend to take that over and we'll make ourselves terribly sick. I says, personally, I don't know how you handle it. I said, but I try not to do that with myself. I need to remain calm in no matter what situation. Okay. And if I am bubbling from beneath, I try to not show it, which is very hard to do. Okay. So sure enough, she's panicking. She wants to know how much. She can't afford that much. I said, well, who can? Who can afford that much? There are a lot of elderly people in here, but they need the elevators. I thank God we have apartments on the first floor. This is why I never wanted to go in an elevator. Okay. I remember 2 years ago, that elevator got stuck. And thank God there was nobody in it. Okay. Sometimes we have a series of blackouts, mostly during the summer. Sometimes you lose power because of the overheat. People run their air conditioners, you know, and then sometimes the electric company cuts the power down to half and some things don't work as much as they should. But when there is a blackout, the elevator doesn't work. I would hate to get stuck in the elevator during a blackout. Okay. So we knew that there was an assessment coming. I says, listen, we know it's coming. Let's not panic yet. Maybe there's something, you know, it's not going to probably be, oh, you know what, you have to hand over X amount of dollars right now. I didn't think that was going to be the case. Okay. Now, within days of replanning the Disney trip and coming down on that, saving money, doing what we had to do, who knew that things were going to happen in other ways? But this is what you have to do in life. You have to prepare. As I always say, and as much as Disney people don't want to hear it, the Disney pixie dust sniffers, you know, things like that, whatever, you know, Disney adults, you know, I know you guys kid around, you just want to go on your trips no matter what, but sometimes, this is why I say, forgive me for what I'm going to say, Mickey Mouse don't give a shit what you can and cannot afford. Mickey Mouse don't care that you would need a new elevator system in your building. Mickey Mouse don't care that you have to put out more money for something. Mickey Mouse is not going to care about your problems. The Disney company is not going to care that you have other problems on the outside. They don't care. You're giving them money. They're happy. They don't care about your outside lives, okay? And this is why I can't live that way. I have to see things from an adult perspective, outside the little bubble, which I told you needs to be popped. Somebody just get a pin and just, really. Anyhow, so the other day, 2 days ago, we received letters. And the letters state that how much the elevators are going to cost and how long it's going to take for the elevators to be put in. Me, myself, I'm not going to be a wise ass on this. I mean, I live on the first floor. I don't use the elevator, thank goodness. I really don't. There's no reason for me. The garbage is downstairs in the garage, and I go downstairs to throw the garbage out. I don't even use the incinerator here because they have a list of things that you can put in it and not put in it. I'd rather just bring everything downstairs and put it in the pail. Save yourself a trouble. Okay, I abide by rules. And I stated that when we moved in, you know, if they tell us don't do something, if they tell us to, you know, I try to, you know, I abide by the rules. There's no reason for me to fight against it not to. Okay. Got the price of how much each apartment. Now, we live in a 1-bedroom condo. Things have a habit of working out. And I says this to my husband. I says, and you wanted a 2-bedroom. Maybe that's not such a good thing because this now has a habit of working out. Okay. And I'm still happy that we saved money with this Disney trip, okay? So my husband wanted to book the airline just that day, but that letter from the building came. See how everything works out? So now we have to hold off until next week to do the airline. We're still going to do the airline. So the letter came and the cost of each apartment is different per their dwelling. If you have a 2-bedroom, it's more money. If you have a 3-bedroom, it's more money. We have people in here that have duplex apartments. Those apartments are gorgeous with stairs. It's like having a house within a building. They are gorgeous apartments. I will give you that. We just have a 1-bedroom. Okay. There are 4 1-bedroom apartments in this building and every other building that matches because we have 4 buildings in our condo development. Now, our parking spot, because of the 1-bedroom situation, our parking spots are not down in the garage where everybody else's cars are nice and warm. Those are for the 2 bedrooms and up. Our spots, for us little people, 1-bedroom apartments, are 3.5 blocks away. So my parking spot is right near my clubhouse where my pool is, where I go to the pool. That's where we do. We don't use the spot that much, but it does come in handy. 9 times out of 10, we park right outside the building. We're good. Okay? Until that car accident happened with us going on 2 years ago. You guys remember that car accident. Okay? We got slammed into the parked car. Our car ran into behind the car, into the other car. So, okay. So, you know, we think of that. So we only use that spot like if it's a real snowy day or, you know, who the hell wants to walk 3.5 blocks around? I get that. During the summer, you really wouldn't mind, but it's the winter time to get you. Doesn't matter. You should still be grateful. There's me looking at the other side. I'm still grateful that I would have a parking spot anywhere to know that that spot is mine. So anyhow, what was in our HOA charges is now the parking spot will now go up $75 a month. We never paid for the parking spot before. Then I then see in the letter, I'm panicking, but on the inside, I will not show my husband because my husband at this point is already panicking. Okay. Can you blame him? It is a shock when you see something. All right. It would cost us $5,522 and change. And I says to myself, gee whiz, if that Disney trip was over $5,000, that's how much this is now to fix an elevator that I probably won't even set foot in. But being that we're all a community condominium establishment, you have to put in, you know, your share. It would only be fair, okay? It's true, all right? The thing is that I'm already saying they ain't gonna want $5,522 in one shot. This is no. So then my husband says, you know what? That's impossible. I says, okay, fine. You know what? I says, now we got that letter in the late afternoon. I says, I will call them tomorrow. I'll call the girl in the office who happens to be a lovely lady. I like her. We've always been good. Because I don't give these people trouble. There's no reason for me to. That's how quiet we are. So I says, all right, let's not, you know, the wheels are already turning. My husband right away kind of mentions that maybe the trip would have to be canceled at this point. I says, all right, let's not go there yet, okay? We saved a lot just by me downgrading. All right, here it comes. So I called the office the next morning. I says, got your letter. She says, yeah. Okay, now what it is that, to make a long story short, it is broken down. It's broken down. It's not you're going to give the whole thing in one shot. It's broken down to little payments, and it is 36 payments. That's 3 years. But it's only $150. I think it's $153 a month. Okay. Okay. That's not bad. It may be a tight squeeze now. My husband says, it may be a tight squeeze now. He says, but, we can, okay, fine. So she broke it down that it's not I says, now, let me ask you something about a parking spot. I says that I have to go 3.5 blocks for. That's another $75. You mean to tell me that's plus the $150? Plus what we're paying with the HOA. She says, no. She says the HOA is separate. She says this is a separate amenity because this happens to be a repair job. That the repair job is not going to last forever. She says, but the $75 is incorporated within the $150. She said, so that's all one price. You're not paying $150 plus $75 plus your HOA. I says, oh, okay. So it's my HOA plus the $150, and the parking is included with that $150. She says, absolutely. She said that $150 is going to last 36 months. I says, okay. So I was good with that. Now, the wheels in my head are already turning. I now get a piece of paper and a pen. My husband goes to sleep, gets up for work this morning. I says, not for nothing. I says, I don't know with me lately maybe I was an accountant in another life. Somebody that hated math and hates numbers. I said, I've been working with numbers for the past week since this friggin' Disney trip. I says, do you realize, just out of curiosity, do you realize, now they want payment for that extra assessment, $150, they want that around the 15th of every month. They're going to send us a little coupon book. You send in your payment with the coupon book. Okay, fine. You can pay for it online. I says, listen, I'm getting sick and tired of paying for things online because that goes to my credit card and things get screwed up with the credit card. Okay, I'm trying to save money here because they charge you another $10 just to use the service. I don't want to do that. Why am I giving another $10? That's also $120 a year extra. And I'm getting to why I say this. She says, yeah, Maureen, just pay how I says, well, I'm sending you a money order. I says, she says, that's fine. So we're cool. Okay, I says to my husband this morning, I says, about the $150. Do you realize that we buy things every day that is kind of an absolute waste? I can buy a scratch off. I can buy 2 scratch offs. That's $10. Now, God forbid if I don't win on those scratch offs. Lots of times, folks, I don't win on scratch offs. I'm just saying, but it's just the fun of scratching that within my lottery money. Again, this does not come out of my pocket, but still spending that $10. But it's not coming out of my pocket. Now, I says, if you realize, if you put in $10 a day in an envelope for 15 days, you will now have $150. There's your payment for the extra, for the elevator assessment. So my husband kind of went, what? I says, there it is. So I went back to my old ways when I was a child. And I told you this last week when I was telling you about my story about my childhood, and my mother asked me to do something and then she would match it. Okay. For my Disney trip, I like to have spending money too. So we have 200 and I don't know how many days. We have over 200 days left. I think it's like 207. If I save $1 a day up until that trip, I will have $207. So I started that journey today. I put my dollar in my envelope. It's called Disney Dollars for the trip. And that's going to be my spending money for the trip. We spend $1 a day on such silly things. So my husband seems to be okay with everything now. I said, yeah, $10. We spend such stupid things for $10 a day. You know? Okay. If you save $20 a day for 15 days, you would have $300. You know what people can do with $300? If you have the means that you can do it. A lot of people can't. I understand this, but we spend things. Now, here's the thing. Starbucks. A latte, mocha grande, whatever the hell they're called. I always just ask for a medium drink. That's all I ask, because I don't know the fancy terms. But that drink is about $6. People go into Starbucks every day and spend at least $6 a day. If you put that $6 a day away for 30 days, that's $180 a month. I am just like, all of a sudden I become an accountant. I could probably figure out everybody's payment plans. But I know right now that I can just figure out my payment plan, and I am ecstatic about it. I'm good with it. So it's going to be okay. Other people in this building, the ones with the 2 bedrooms, the ones with the duplexes, their money is more money. They have to pay, and I'm not kidding you, for their parking spot in the garage, $150. I think ours should have only been $50, but we'll leave that alone because it's 3.5 blocks away. 3.5 blocks away. But just saying. So I, said my little piece yesterday on the phone and everything. It wasn't a nasty thing. It just, some people can't do it. She says this repair is supposed to last about 10 weeks, which is 2.5 months. I said, well, hopefully you're going to do it before the summer. She says, oh, definitely. I think it's going to start in March, or work is going to start in May. But we have to start paying in March. So I have a little bit of leeway right now. So even if you saved $10 a day for 15 days, that's $150. Then you would probably say to yourself, oh, okay, you know what? I like to go another 5 days. There's another $50. That's $200. You know what? Let me go another 5 days. And then you want to get into it. You go over another 5 days, there's $300. And so on and so on. Just a lousy $10 a day. Okay, so these things will be okay. I'm happy. I have a smile on my face. It's like I woke up with it. Because, I go to bed thinking things, but I say to myself, I'm not going to lay here and cause myself to not be able to sleep. Because first of all, I am so exhausted. I've been exhausted. And I don't need this kind of stress to keep me up any more than what I'm already up for. So, and again, Mickey Mouse ain't going to care. The Disney company ain't going to care that you can't pay your bills. You need to pay your bills, okay? So that's why I say what I say. Anyhow, that's really it. I don't know if I am going to go out. It's a beautiful sunny day. I had a pretty good sleep. So did my husband. And when we woke up and he went to work, and he already gave me $10 this morning, by the way. So I put it in an envelope. And I already put my dollar for my Disney dollars in a separate envelope. I did this a few years back. Me and my friend went to see Justin Bieber in concert. And I came out with the jar. You save like $1 a day up until the concert. We had she must have had more because she does work. So we saved our money up every day. I had about $250 for that concert. That was enough for what? A hot dog and a soda. No, I'm only kidding. But we had dinner at TGI Fridays. We had some beers at the bar. We had some appetizers. It was a great night. It really was. But again, that money did not really come out of the pocket in one shot. It was gradual. So I saved like $1 a day. I named that Bieber Bucks. You could do these things. So things that you started with that you don't do anymore have come back around. And you find out that those things that come back around really do work for you. You just gotta put in the effort. It shouldn't be that much effort. It really shouldn't. I mean, I see elderly people that they go to play scratch-offs. There happens to be, how miraculous that there is an ATM machine next to the scratch-off thing. And they go and they spend their Social Security checks. And God almighty, I don't know. And then they'll complain later they got no money left. I've heard these stories from them. But you're pulling out $10, $15, $100 and to play like a $20 or $30. We do have $30 scratch-offs, something that I would never not think of, except around the holidays. Maybe I'd play one. But we waste money on things. You just take that money and put that little bit of money away. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. So I feel I feel more better about it. I knew I would have some sort of a solution. I just knew this, but it's gonna be fine. All right, I'm gonna end now. Made myself coffee this morning. The other day, which was Tuesday, I went out and I got a chance to use the sleeve that I'm going to be holding my tumbler cups in. And this original sleeve that I did a review on from Amazon cost me $11. I did this last week. And this was originally for my 40-ounce stand tea tumbler. But it also fits, and I showed you this on the video, it also fits my Mermaid Straw 30-ounce cup. So the other day, this is Blackmore, everybody. I named him Blackmore. I named my tumblers. And Blackmore went out on a freedom ride. So I packed Blackmore up and I put him in here, and it was great. I got a chance to use him, and I used a crossbody, and I had it connected to me. It was awesome. So I didn't lose my cup. I had hot liquid while I was riding around in the car. My husband was driving. We went to the supermarket. We went out to breakfast. We went to the butcher. It's mostly our food shopping day. And Blackmore was with me, and the sleeve worked out fine. It worked out great. So, why get yourselves one of these? This originally holds the 40-ounce, but this is a 30-ounce cup, and it's maybe just the handle alone. Go and watch the review, because I already did the review on the difference between the handles on the 40-ounce and the 30-ounce, and it works out just fine. So I had a chance to use it, and he did great. So Blackmore had his freedom ride outside. So I just don't want to really take all these cups out, because I don't want them to be ruined or dinged or bent. But in the sleeve, he did great. So I know he's fully protected. Anyway, let me get going. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I think I'm going to go. I still have a shot to lay down a little bit, maybe a little bit more. But other than that, have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. If anything, if anything pops up that's worth speaking about it, so will I. All right. Love to all. Have a great day, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.